So let's get into some Tony Khan cringe. Now, I double bookmarked this moment in case Tony Khan deleted this, okay? But he didn't. He kept it up. So this is just at the end of the video. I will remove that from the bookmarks. But Steamboat Tony on his super yacht. And yes, this is literally the picture of the $350 million plus super yacht that Steamboat Tony was on when he cut this fabulous promo from what looks like the lobby of a casino on board. No, I don't know where, but for real, like, where are you? You know, you're in a skyscraper on this giant boat, this super yacht. So it's Shad Khan's. This is it. This is actually the boat he was sitting in. This is Shad Khan's $400 million super, it's like $350 million super yacht. Okay. And then over here at the front is where Dave Meltzer hugs Tony tightly and holds him in the air. And Celine Dion goes, and I will always love you. And then they sing like romantical songs and you hear the Titanic theme and all of these things right up at the front there. You guys see that front part? That's where Daddy Dave hangs on tight to Tony and tells him everything's going to be all right as they head directly into a iceberg. And this music plays, this flute in particular, wherever you are. Right? So that's what happens at the front. I don't know, party in the back, as they say. And during this party in the back, Super Yacht Tony here, Steamboat Tony, gave us this cringy, filmed on a potato. They saran wrapped the camera on his phone before he filmed this. Again, it's like they're playing AEW in the background, I believe. Like, so that's like the reflection of what's on his TV in this super yacht. He's on it alone. There's no friends, no hoes. You got boats, but no hoes.
Sometimes
dude?
in life, you got to be a hoe.
What the fuck's going on, man? Right? Boat. He's got a boat, no hose. A super yacht, no super hose. No super heads on this super boat. And he's just all alone sitting here like, isn't this great? I'm having my own private AEW watch party on this boat my dad bought, and it's just empty, just the crew and Tony. Okay? We're at sea. And so here's what Steamboat Tony had to say, and he talks about the NWA stuff. I'll roast it some more, reiterate a bit of what I said prior, but here we go. Here's 12 minutes. Strap in. 11:49 of Steamboat Tony here with an epic botch at the end.
Hi. It's great to be with you here live.
This is like one of those Ty Lopez videos. Hi, I'm Ty Lopez, and I'm Tony Khan, and let me tell you, one time, hi, I'm Tony Khan, and let me tell you, I came from sleeping on the floor, and when I got into investing in these courses with these 5 easy steps, you get a super yacht. I actually have a garage with 4 more super yachts, and right, one of those YouTube ads
from the Motor Yacht Kismet.
The Motor Yacht Kismet, dude.
This is one of the most beautiful places I could imagine from. And we're celebrating a lot. It's a big Friday night because we just had a great AEW Blood and Guts. Thank you all, whether you were there live in Greensboro or joined us on TBS or HBO Max. We just had a great audience and a great show. I'm so excited about it.
The show went down and now I'm on a yacht, bitches. And I'm rewatching it. Actually, this is just a YouTube trailer we pulled up in the background.
And this is going to be a big weekend. We're coming up on AEW Collision tomorrow night, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it and talk about what I think is going to be a great weekend and then a great week ahead going into AEW Full Gear. So as I get ready to depart Kismet and head to Erie, Pennsylvania for tomorrow's Collision, I just thought it'd be great to talk a bit about the show. Of course, Mark Briscoe and the conglomeration and Darby Allin were victorious in the Blood and Guts match this past week.
It's more interesting than hearing him talk about random matches, dude. You just play the music;
Mark
it's way
Briscoe
better.
Can focus on Full Gear next weekend, and he can focus on the TNT Championship match with no disqualification.
Percy Jackson, Edge is in that show, so I'll allow it in my video.
But we do know that if Mark Briscoe does not win the TNT title, if Kyle Fletcher wins this match, Mark Briscoe will have to join the Don Callis family. And Mark Briscoe will be taking on one of the most dangerous men in the Don Callis family, Mark Davis, tomorrow on
one of the most dangerous men, the lowest tier guy in the group, Mark Davis. So if Mark Briscoe doesn't beat Mark Davis, then, or if he doesn't win the TNT title from Kyle Fletcher, then if he doesn't beat Fletcher, then he's in the Callis family. What a shitty, repetitive, already been done thing that Tone's already done in AEW, where if you lose, you're in our group. But not only that, just a shitty fucking bad beat to this story, because nobody cares if Mark Briscoe's in the group and no one wants him to be in it, and he's not going to beat Fletcher already. And maybe he does beat Fletcher, so Fletcher moves on, but then that's what you chose to have beat Fletcher instead of like building someone up really fucking good in order to beat him.
Collision. We announced that at the end of Dynamite. There's a lot of people excited about it, and I know Mark Briscoe and Mark Davis are really looking forward to this one. But ahead of the TNT Championship match, you might remember last Saturday, the TNT champion Kyle Fletcher busted in on my live stream. It was not quite as scenic of a place as here on the Kismet. It was not the same location, but it was a great location.
Yar, she blows.
And I thought it was a tremendous show.
The Kismet, she blows.
And it was a great
so he
episode.
set sail for the
Kyle
7
Fletcher
seas.
went out there and had a tremendous match with Ace Austin. He didn't have to go out there and defend the title because we know he's set for a defense against Mark Briscoe.
Captain Jack Sparrow's less of a goofball than this Jacob. Am I right?
Kyle Fletcher has told me he wants to defend the championship. Kyle Fletcher wants to get out there and have another title fight, even if it means that there's not going to be a Briscoe versus Fletcher match at Full Gear. Well, I've looked at the top contenders, and somebody who I think would be a great challenger tomorrow night for a TNT title fight is a former TNT champion.
And do you guys notice how the week before Tone took our advice? And he's not wearing his glasses. I wonder if that's because Husey called him out for not needing them. No, he's wearing those fake ones there. But do you notice how he tried one where he's like straight and to the point and exciting? But instead, he's like, I want to show off these throw pillows. We got some really nice pillows here made of cashmere. And I actually want to show these off, and I want to show that AEW's on in the background of this boat because this is the coolest. This is a party boat. Fuck the Jericho Cruise. We're actually hijacking that idea.
Somebody who is unbeaten since he returned to AEW this year. Somebody who's been chomping at the bit for a challenge like this. And I'm talking about a former 2-time TNT champion, Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky has been doing great things
glad
with
Scorpio's
Skyflight,
booked
mentoring
again.
Dante and Darius Top Flight and Layla Gray. We saw them pick up a very impressive win.
Who's mentoring them now?
ROH. I've seen great things out of Skyflight. Scorpio Sky, a former TNT champion.
Skyflight. So Scorpio Sky is now with Top Flight, and they are now, and then, so holy fucking shit, man. So Top Flight was those brothers, Dante and Darius Martin, and then they added Layla Gray, and then they added Leo Rush and Action Andretti, and then they broke off and became Crew, and now Action Andretti and Leo Rush are on fucking milk cartons. They've been missing. And then you have Scorpio Sky is now mentoring Top Flight, and now they're called Skyflight. You could not be more of a fucking mark if you tried to be one. This is nuts, man.
Would be a great challenger and will be.
You could not be a worse booker,
dude. Title tomorrow night on Collision. We've got so many great things to look forward to on this show, and there's a lot of excitement around AEW right now. A lot of excitement around these championships. I talked about the TNT championship on the line tomorrow night and at Full Gear. It could potentially be a very, very different matchup, though. If Scorpio Sky is victorious and wins the TNT championship tomorrow night, he could potentially change the landscape of Full Gear completely by becoming a 3-time TNT champion tomorrow on Collision.
So wait, so wait till because no one's picking up on this. Wait till I explain this to you guys. Hold on. Wait till I explain how bad this is. So Tony Khan just explained how Mark Briscoe has to fight. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get this right. Okay, trust me. Just let me line. This is how bad and confusing and stupid this fucking shit is. So he just explained that Mark Briscoe is fighting Mark Davis of the Callis family. And then, win or lose that match, he gets a shot at Kyle Fletcher of the Callis family. And if he loses that match, then he has to join the Callis family. But then Scorpio Sky, who's been mentoring Top Flight, and now they're called Skyflight, is fighting Fletcher for the TNT title, and then Sky might win the TNT title. But then what happens if, but I thought you said Mark Briscoe has to fight him for the title, and if he loses, he's in the Callis family. But what if Fletcher doesn't have the title and Scorpio Sky beats him for it tonight on Collision or whatever the fuck? Because you're a stupid idiot. Lex, what does any of this mean? I don't know! Me neither, dude. This shit is retarded. It's just that simple. It makes no fucking sense. You're spoiling the ending of Sky and Fletcher. Not that people don't already know the ending. Did I explain that correctly, Chad? I'm like 99.9930%, Brian, sure, that I fucking explained that correctly. So Sky lost tonight, okay? Whoop-de-doo. This was before that. So Sky lost. Okay, but what if he won? That has to be this is why WWE's crushing it, because all the big matches, you're like, if this guy wins this and that, I think this guy should win because that and that. If this guy wins, then that means this and this and that. In AEW, there's none of that. No one cares. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. No one cares if Fletcher has that belt or not. No one cares if Mark Briscoe joins the Callis family or not, because this is a fucking... Why do I care about that? Why do I care that they're fighting? Oh, well, because he has to join their group. He doesn't want to. Okay, he's just not going to want to be in that group, in the group. What more? There has to be more than that. Does it go against his moral fiber? What about that group is it? Oh, well, they've been beating him up and costing him matches. Okay, I get that. That's like very surface level shit. That all right, I guess, but like, why did they run in though? Is there like there's always got to be meaning to everything. None of this means shit, and he's explaining why it doesn't mean shit, because Scorpio Sky might beat this guy for the belt, but if this guy still has the belt, then Mark Briscoe has to fight him, and if he does, then this, and he's just telling you like surface, it's just like shit happening, just this happens, spoiling the show. Like, we already know that Scorpio's gonna lose because you just told me before this that Mark Briscoe has to fight this guy for being in the fucking family or whatever. Someone has to explain this to Tone. Just fucking promo the matches, boom, 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 get off. Look at my sweet fucking boat, dude, I'm rich, suck my dick, boom, 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 get off really quick. That's how you do this. Otherwise, you're just convoluting it. You're like, I wouldn't be shocked if there's AEW fans watching this going, what the fuck is this idiot saying this for right now?
Speaking of championships, we're in the middle of the women's tag team championship tournament. We've had some great matches. And last week we had a tremendous AEW Blood and Guts. The men in Blood and Guts were awesome, and the women in Blood and Guts were awesome. And that was one of the hardest hitting nights of professional wrestling that I've ever seen. And I'm really proud of everybody in AEW who made it possible. Now, with this tag team championship tournament going on, now we're back to some straight wrestling. And one thing I thought was really impressive last week on Collision was the performance of Maya World and High End, who stepped in, and while they didn't pick up the win, they were tremendous fighting against an established tag team, a top established tag team, Ty Conti and Anna Jay. Well,
an established tag team, a top established tag team. Bro.
I and Anna picked up a great win.
They've been both off TV for how fucking long, man? I don't care if a year and a half ago they tagged a couple times and then they both got hurt or whatever. One had a kid and one got injured. Like, bro, nothing is ever established. They just tell you. It's what did I say a lot? I was like, don't tell me how big your dick is, just show me. You know, it's like, fucking show us, man. Have the show explain this shit to us. It's called a show. Show me. I'm from the show me state. Who's from the show me state?
But I was really impressed by Hyann and Maya World. So I'm going to give them another opportunity.
So look, the girls, I believe these are the girls who stepped in. Hyann and Maya's World stepped in for the Nixon Newell Miranda Alizé departure in the 3-minute match. And he's like, I've been so impressed with them, I'm going to give them another shot. So now they're his new favorite glorified jobber team because they stepped in for a team that he was going to make his jobber team. Right? And good for those girls. They'd probably kill for that TV time. I'm not knocking them at all. Those Hyann and Maya's World. Who? Like, and not even dissing, just like Maya's World I've heard of because she's made some noise on the indies for sure. Hyann, not so much. So it's like, but good for them, right? So they're obviously ID level folks, right? Good for them. Not shitting on them at all. Take those opportunities, but all Tony's doing is making them the jobbers of these girls that he was turning into glorified jobbers. You know what I'm saying? It's like Queen Aminata. Love Queen Aminata. Tony books her like shit, dude. So this is just more of that. And these girls, hopefully, they're young enough to where they can hopefully make some noise in ROH. But now we're going to see their name more. They're Tony's new. You sided with me. You stepped up and now you're mine. Until in 3 months, his attention goes somewhere else. Ooh, shiny. And then he just starts fucking like, where's the Outrunners been and shit? What happened to them? I thought he was pushing them. Anyone who gets over on their own accord, he doesn't fuck with them. So hopefully the IWC doesn't start blowing up Maya's World and Hyann, or he's just going to stop booking them, dude. That's what will happen.
To take on one of the teams.
No, well, hopefully they are hyping them up. Like, I'm not trying to shit on them at all, right? I hope their careers are long and prosperous, and I hope we see them in WWE one day. I'm not familiar with their work. I'm just saying that, like, when people start to hype up Athena, look at this shit Athena's doing, shooting on these girls, and Athena's doing work shoots, Tony just buries her. The Outrunners, they're over. Oh, we'll stick them with FTR, and then they're just gone. Because why? Because they're getting over on their own. He does not like that. You have to make him think it's his idea, and that's what they do. You guys notice that's what they do with the Tony Storm stuff? Oh, it's Tony Storm, it's RJ City. Oh, and it's Tony Khan too. We swears it's Tony Khan too. Why did they do that, guys? And again, sorry to blow up your spot, but RJ City and Tony Storm, no. We make it. John Moxley knows this too. We make him think it's his idea. You get away with anything. You fucking get over on your own and you're doing your own thing. Look at like a Ricky Starks. You just get fucked with, you know?
During this tag team tournament. And that is Alex Windsor and Riho. Riho making her return to AEW, and ahead of the tag team tournament, she's going to team up with Alex Windsor. We know those two are going to be fighting Timeless Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa in the first round. And we're not sure what kind of condition Tony Storm and especially Mina Shirakawa are going to be in after that blood and guts. But we will have Windsor and Riho taking on Hyann and Maya World on Collision tomorrow night. It's going to be an awesome episode. Speaking of which, Timeless Tony Storm will be there, and I think she's going to have a lot to say.
And like, where the fuck did Alex Windsor go? Has she been on Collision routinely? Because all of a sudden she was just in ROH as well, and why are you hiding Riho? Put her on fucking Dynamite, man. I don't know. I like Riho. I know some people shit on her. I do like Riho. But if she's as over as everyone claims, right? Everybody, Riho is the fucking okay. What happened to Hikaru Shida, dude? Shia was fucking awesome. What the fuck happened to Shia? Or Shida, pardon me. Shia LaBeouf? No, Shida, rather. What happened to her? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's unfortunate. Some of these girls, too, they kind of start getting over. He just, boof, they're gone.
So Timeless Tony Storm's going to be at Collision. We're going to be looking at some of the top teams in this tag team tournament. And I'm really excited about that. And speaking of the top championships in wrestling,
he sounds so bored. This show sounds boring.
Championship in AEW, the national championship. And next week on Dynamite, we'll have a huge Wednesday night. It's the go-home show in Boston. And we'll take a look at this Casino Gauntlet match tomorrow. Take a look at some participants in the match, but also we'll have some matches next week to determine who has the number 1 and number 2 slots in that.
So bad. So the story should be you don't want the number 1 or 2 slot because or maybe not, I guess in case. So this is the problem. This match type is insulting to everyone's intelligence. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry, dude. Why would you have matches for participants when the first 2 people could pin each other? It's waste. You're literally saying that a bunch of these matches don't matter because we know 15 people are going to show up in the match anyways. We know everyone that you had planned to be in the match will come out before the finish happens. Tony will never do this Casino Gauntlet and have 4 people come out and then the match ends, or the first 2 people pin each other. He'll never do it that way because the fans will boo. They'll turn on him. They'll be like, you robbed us of this thing. So why not just fix the stipulation that the match does not start until you fuck every competitor's in the ring? This would clear this criticism away. And people live in denial. They try to deny that this is a valid criticism. They pretend like they don't realize this part of the match. The wrestlers who get picked to get the number 1 or 2 should be going, why the fuck am I in this match? I don't want to be number 1 or 2. But instead, they're going to make the wrestlers on their show look fucking stupid by having them go, yeah, I want that number 1, and I'm going to beat you for the number 1. Even though the wrestlers aren't dumb enough, like they should surely know what the fans see. Well, 15 guys are going to come in this thing. I want number 50. Give me number 7. You know, right? I bet you 7 guys will come in and that'll be about halfway point. You know what I mean? And then maybe the match could get closed out. But he doesn't do that. And they sit there pretending that the match could end any time. No, we know that at least 10 guys are coming out first. And then it could end any time. Okay, but we're watching 10 guys do all this shit. Just fix that fucking rule. And it just buries the wrestlers in the roster. Because surely they're not dumb enough to want to get the number 1 or 2 slot. Because they know that every match in AEW goes 10 to 25 fucking minutes. And it's only like 2 minutes until opponent number 3 comes out. I would want to be like entry number 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least have people go, what the fuck? No, I want like number 5, dude. No one will do that. And it makes them all look fucking stupid. In kayfabe or not in kayfabe. It's a fucking dumb rule. Now, are those matches fun? Yeah. Is this a gimmick match that Tony's kind of made his own thing? Yeah, for sure. And it's actually something that people hear, oh, a Casino Gauntlet, those are fun. Does he go to it way too much? Yep. Is that fucking rule stupid and it needs to be addressed before I'll ever give this match a pass? Yup.
Gauntlet to become the first ever AEW national champion at Full Gear in the Casino Gauntlet match. And there's been a lot of...
It should be elimination. I agree with chat. Elimination or fucking once everyone's in, then pinfall. Falls count, or they should just do falls count anywhere, elimination. Because people start brawling all over the arena. They're jumping through tables. And then the finish is always like, here's 10 spots. And then 2 guys the finish is always the same. 2 guys get isolated because everyone starts brawling everywhere. And then someone gets the pin. Okay. If it's elimination style, you can have people die, like make those spots mean something. Like you're already destroying someone by throwing them off the stage. We know we're going to see some crazy spot through a table off the balcony or whatever that takes out 7 guys. Someone does a moonsault, it takes them all out, and then the pin, and then they go to the finish in the ring. And then there'll be 4 false finishes before anything. Like we already know that's going to happen. If it's elimination, then that way, like, okay, you put them through 3 tables off the balcony, you can fucking pin them after that or whatever. At least make it that way. At least make it stakes. Like you have to fight to get in this thing. At least give stakes, you know? At least make it high stakes. You fight to get in this thing, and then if you survive it than whatever the fuck, you know? But they need to address that rule. That rule's stupid. And it's especially stupid when like Ricochet debuts at number 10 in that match. Do you remember that? They had the Casino Gauntlet. He debuted at like number 6. It's like, what if he didn't? What if the first two guys pinned each other? Then Ricochet wouldn't have debuted? Like as a fan or as somebody who, oh man, he might have not even come out tonight if they didn't last this long. Golly gee. Like as a fan, even if you're trying to kayfabe it, you have to sit there and like pretend that makes sense, that Nigel McGuinness comes back, or like some guy from New Japan. They got Satoshi Kojima and he's fucking and he's back there, comes out number 12. And he was like, what if it didn't get to 12? He would have just packed his shit and went home. Like, we're supposed to believe that in kayfabe too. It just doesn't even make sense. Sorry, harping on it way too hard, but I hate that because everyone glazes that match, but that's such a gaping hole. That's such a big, giant, gaping fucking hole, dude.
In the national title match. And there's been talk from people in and outside of AEW. It's been really interesting. And of course, the national championship will be decided at AEW Full Gear. But when I recently announced it, I saw a lot of talk online, and there was chatter from even wrestlers from other promotions, people all over. And wrestlers are going to talk. Wrestlers are going to say stuff. That's totally cool. But I ended up having a really nice conversation about it with.
Listen to the cope. Oh my God. Oh my God. Tony's felt it, man. Listen to the cope. He's like, wrestlers are going to talk. You know, that's totally fine if wrestlers talk. No, it's not, dude. Don't pretend now. That's totally fine. But he reprimanded that fucking commentator in New Japan. He's trying to reprimand AEW, NWA talent. If you're an NWA, Tony Khan's trying to reprimand
the best guy is Tony Khan.
And he thinks he can tell Billy Corgan what to do, bro. You guys should not stand for this. I would get way more vocal. Because he gutted NWA too. He took like, other than Nick Aldis, he took everyone that was interesting from over there. Didn't do shit with them or made them look like goofs. Thunder Rosa, Eddie Kingston. Who else did he grab from there? Camille. Think about just those stories. Eddie Kingston looks like the biggest goof ever. People have turned on him. He went from people praising him to turning on his ass so hard. Thunder Rosa, they completely fumbled, has been in shoot works multiple times in the ring, has shot on people and been shot on, it seemed like, got chased in a fucking bathroom, was super over for them, but is buried as fuck, gets hurt. All these rumors spread about her. Now she's healthy, doesn't know when she's coming back to work. Look at Camille. Gets hired. Gets buried. They bring her on TV. They make her look like the biggest joke, laughing stock ever. Booked her like a fucking clown. And that's not on her. That was her booking. Had Monet cringe and embarrass her up. Promoted the movie she starred in. Fucking back to the bookshelf, buddy. Back to the back, the closet. You know what I'm saying? Back to back to the back to the back to the back of the closet. Back to the bottom of the toy box, Andy. Or Woody. I guess Andy doesn't go in the toy box. He would be placing Woody in the toy box. But you guys get what I'm saying, okay? I'm losing my goddamn mind with this shit. So he calls up Billy Corgan to put world famous Bill Burr's brother, Billy Corgan, in check. Man, fuck all that, Tone. If I was an NWA wrestler, I'd be super pissed that he thinks he can call up Billy and go, I know wrestlers are going to talk, but, and like reprimand you. Fuck all that, man. He ain't your boss.
The president of the NWA, Billy Corgan, because of course the NWA national.
And he goes, I talked to your boss. That's what he's saying here. I talked to your boss, so I'm the best guy. You all better remember that.
Championship has a great history of its own. And when we created a national champion, I saw NWA wrestlers saying, hey, we have a national title. Well, it's AEW is a separate company. We have our own lineage. And I'd like to just say that Billy, I have a lot of respect for him. I have a lot of respect for what he's doing. I really love the traditions of pro wrestling. And I had a really nice talk with Billy.
Then why do you slap them in the fucking face consistently more than any pro wrestling booker? I think maybe it's you and Dixie Carter. Even Dixie, though. Like, at least she had Russo and Bischoff and Cornette and Dirty Dutch and people like that around her fucking telling her what to do. And I get it. That's the old guard too. Like, people are like, well, how would you save AEW? Hire Jim Cornette? It's like, no, not even that, honestly. Not even him, you know? It would just be vastly different than whatever the fuck Tone's doing.
And we hadn't talked in a long time, so I think it was good for him to hear this. I respect him and I respect the NWA, and we're trying to do something different here. We brought pro wrestling back to TBS, but there are a lot of promotions.
So what's different? We're trying to do something different. That's why we copy WWE's aesthetic with the white ropes. That's why we copy the logo for WCW and the aesthetic of that early on, of WCW early on, of not Dynamite, Nitro. That's why you copied the tunnels from TNA. That's why you copied the fucking some of the pay-per-view names. That's why you have copy match types. That's why you've copied promos. You copied the national title. That's why you called it the national title. That's why you brought Tony Schiavone on to talk about the history of the national title and the history of pro wrestling before you did your own national title. That's why you care about the hit and you're trying to do something unique and your own, even though it's everything is just bad Vince McMahon style booking, but with even less creativity. That's why you haven't made one star who wouldn't have been a star. MJF, if he had went to WWE and AEW never existed, he would have been a star. Hangman Page, if he had went to WWE instead, he would have been up there. Okay. All these guys, you haven't made one fucking star, and you haven't created any IP that's iconic. You don't even create gimmicks other than hologram and El Clone. Okay, that's just over with the super marks, dude. That's over with Dave Meltzer. Even I try to put hologram over. Nobody knows. No one could name one of his 15-0 wins or 20-0 wins. And then you're going to have this El Clone guy beat him. And he's just in the Callis family. And it's an evil version of hologram. Spent no Dynamite time establishing any of that. And that IP isn't over. You can say what you want, but hologram and El Clone aren't over. Where's your Undertaker? Even Luchasaurus was Luchasaurus before AEW, wasn't he? Where's your Kane? Come up with a character that gets so over, everyone's like, holy shit. Come up with something, dude. It's all just like ripping off the bad parts from every fucking company, from every other wrestling company. And down to the white ropes from WWE. Personally, I like when Raw has red ropes, SmackDown has blue ropes. I'm a mark like that. I like when TNA has a pay-per-view and the theme of the pay-per-view is purple, so they break out the purple ropes or whatever. I'm a mark for shit like that. Tony Khan, he has just the white ropes trying to trick you into thinking it's WWE when you're flipping channels. Like, what else is the purpose of doing that? And the way he uses the LED boards, even the aesthetic of the fucking show, everything's been unoriginal. Collision, the logo for Collision's a ripoff. You're not trying to do anything different, dude. And that's why you came up with the national fucking title. Tony, this is what happened. He was on YouTube watching old wrestling, and he's like, oh, that national title. I mean, we could do that. I swear to God, it's just some and then he just gets hung up on it. And he has no other idea how to get fucking ratings. He doesn't know what he's doing. He just buries the fact he introduced women's tag titles because he does not care about women's wrestling. And he doesn't care about that. I love the history. Yes, you like to reminisce. You're a fan, dude. You're a fucking fan with a lot of money. Just accept that. You're not in the you're hardly in the business, bro. For real. We all have to come together and agree. Come together right now on the Kismet. Right? We have to realize this shit. You bought your way in. You bought your way into the history books. That's okay. Lots of people do that shit. Look at Elon Musk, that crazy asshole. Okay? That guy's going nuts. Thinks he can buy the fucking world, bro. It's the same thing over here. Like you had Tony Schiavone explain the history, and we're doing some original. It's already been done, and it's the opposite of that. If he had just said, I'm introducing a national title, people would have been like, oh, that's fucked. Well, there's this national title, whatever. It's the fact he had Tony Schiavone come and explain the history and all this shit. He wouldn't have did that if that's not what he was thinking. The problem is that he was watching old wrestling on YouTube. He heard old Tony Schiavone, who used old school Tony Schiavone ruled, okay? And he heard old Tony Schiavone on commentary, and he went, "Oh, we're going to do a national title. I have Tony Schiavone. I have one of those. I have a first edition Tony Schiavone." So he just whips out a national title like it's 2K Universe down DLC community creation mode, and he's downloading the community creations. I don't know. I could just bury this all day. He's lying right here, though.
Had a great history on TBS before AEW.
And here's the other thing. Oh, the NWA had a great history on TBS. We're on TBS. You guys were on TBS. So it's like the same thing. Don't you guys get it? They were on TBS and we're on TBS. So it's like the same thing, but we're like totally doing something different. You're fucking lying through your cashmere suit. What is that shit made out of, dude? Silk spider webbing? What is that suit made out of, bro? You're fucking lying. Liar! You're lying.
WA. And I think it's great that Billy's trying to keep that tradition.
He's a dumbass. Someone reminded him of the Shockwave lawsuit, and he's like, "Oh, fuck."
Alive and revive it. So we had a really nice talk about this. So to any of the wrestlers anywhere in the world, and particularly some of you in the NWA, you might be happy to hear Billy and I had a very nice talk about this, and I'm sure he would say the same. And speaking of...
I bet he got off the phone, laughed at you, called you an asshole to Natalia Markova, and no, I'm joking.
Pro wrestling, and getting back to the topic of AEW Collision and all the things we're looking forward to, that show is, again, coming up very soon. And we've had so much great action on the show. The show regularly features some of the best wrestling and the best wrestlers in the world. And I thought it would be so awesome to look at some of these top rivalries and put some of the hardest hitters and the highest flyers in one great all-star 8-man tag match.
An 8-man tag.
Big rivalries and some of the most exciting stars in AEW. And boy, was it a great match last week when Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn, the Bang Bang Gang, picked up a win over FTR. Now, there were some other people involved in that. We saw Bandito and his brother Gravity get involved, and we know FTR will be challenging Brodito for those World Tag Team titles at AEW Full Gear. I thought, since Bandito wants to get his hands on FTR, I know FTR want to get in the ring with Bandito. I know they want to get in the ring with Juice Robinson, but also I think FTR want a piece of another tag team.
Why do you think this? Why don't they explain it on the show more? It seems like they want a piece of Steamboat, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, buddy. Speaking of Steamboat Tony here, the other Steamboat sounds like he fucking they want a shot at him after getting karate chopped and shit at Blood and Guts. You know what I mean? Like, why?
And a tag team that wants a piece of FTR that got involved last week in that FTR Bang Bang Gang match, and that is Jet Speed. So I think it'd be great.
And Jet Speed is jet skiing behind me right now. We actually have Jet Speed jet skiing behind me right now. And they're going jet speed. Get it? It's a super yacht.
Bandito and Juice Robinson.
Remember the one time he was on the boat, the first time we caught up with Steamboat Tony? And he was like, this boat is actually... like goes into, like docks into the side of this boat of the Kismet, the super yacht. It's like fucking Voltron. This boat actually transforms into Optimus Prime.
And Jet Speed, four of the most popular, four of the most exciting stars in AEW. Put them on one.
The Kismet is actually one of the... It connects to Voltron. Makes it Super Kismet Voltron, you know? Like,
team, Juice Robinson, Bandito, and Jet Speed, and put them all together to take on FTR. And FTR are going to come and they're going to roll with one of the most dangerous teams out there. Guys who have no love lost with Bandito, certainly no love lost, definitely with Jet Speed. And that is the ROH World Tag Team Champions, Sammy Guevara and Roosh, the LFI. We'll see. So
this chick here, like his intern, right? And this is what I tell everybody, like, man, the people operating these social medias, right? So she flips the camera on her. The people operating these social medias are like fucking 21-year-old intern. Like, I'm not saying Tony doesn't use his Twitter, but I could imagine him also being the kind of guy who's like, just quick, write this. Good afternoon. Check in at Dynamite tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. And he goes, write it exactly like this. That's what Donald Trump does. Apparently he just yells shit, write it exactly like this, right? And then they fucking do. And then they do it in all caps or whatever. That's like a rich guy thing. He's yelling at some intern, or he just goes, turn the camera on me. She doesn't know the first thing about filming nothing. Neither does he. He gets his coffee, files his shit, orders his lunch. Oh, I'm really wanting burritos. You guys feeling the burritos today, right? And she goes and fetches it. That's who she is. And he just hands her the phone and goes, quick, film this. Put it on fucking whatever. Oh, get these pillows and the AEW in the background. That's what it is. She's just some like 19-year-old intern who is like alone on this boat with Tone. Whoa, Tone.
You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up.
That didn't look like your girlfriend, Tone. No. But still, man, that's who it is. So when people go off on these like you see like sickos getting mad at like WWE on Fox or like WWE on USA or whatever accounts, and it's like, or like, oh, WWE taking shots at AEW on their socials. It's like, no, that's some intern who probably doesn't even know shit about WWE and just looks at what's trending online, and they're hired because they know how to use social media well, or they're like a young person who's hip, right? And they're just like, and that's the thing, the women who get hired to run people's social medias as well, who like run companies where, yeah, I'll do your social media for you. I'll like relevant posts and I'll comment on posts for you. You can look that shit up. It's all like women in their fucking early 20s and shit. You can hire people to do that for you. Anyone could. And so it's funny when you see people get mad at these like Netflix accounts or like even the AEW on TNT account or whatever. Like that's just some fucking intern. But Tony's intern shows herself and then is like, I fucked up. And it's just funny that this like, of course the production's so bad. We roast the production on these, but now we know why his videos are like this. It's just some girl who like, she's not a photographer, videographer. She just fetches him his fucking, oh, can you plug my phone in, please? She's just his errand girl, you know? So
ROH World Tag Team Champions, Sammy Guevara and Roosh, the LFI.
Or it's his side piece.
The LFI team up against
Or
Bandito,
it's his side piece.
Juice
Are
Robinson,
you throwing that out there?
Jet Speed. That's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Or it's Tone's side piece. What do you guys think? Is that going too far? Alone with 30 plus crew. Here's the thing though, chat. Here's the thing about 30 plus crew. 30 plus crew, I understand that because it's this fucking superboat, but they're not in this room. There's no crew, dude. This is like a private quarter. What is this? This is like the fucking living room quarters. The only people who come in here are Tone, whoever he invites, and then the lady who's like, sir, we're docking soon. Sir, would you like a BLT, sir? Your morning coffee, sir. That's the only, and they have a radio, I bet. They can like intercom, rather. I bet they intercom. This is over. You know, do you want a BLT? We're having turkey clubs. The Vince McMahon special on your boat, Tone. Boats and tones, man. Vince like planes. I don't know what's going on this boat, though. Could be something sketchy, man. I don't know. Are you starting rumors over here?
And there's going to be a lot more great action and a lot more to look forward to. This is
his bedroom on the super yacht. It's got AEW on. Like, who else would have that? This is his private quarters. Like, who is this gal, you know?
A fantastic show. And like I said, whether it's that 8-man tag match, FTR, LFI versus Jet Speed, Bandito, and Juice Robinson, whether it's this TNT title match, Kyle Fletcher versus Scorpio Sky, or the challenger at Full Gear for the TNT title, Mark Briscoe taking on Mark Davis, High-End and Maya World returning to Collision to take on Rio and Alex Windsor. Timeless Tony Storm coming to Erie, Pennsylvania tomorrow. And of
Coming
course,
by ship.
so
Set
much more to look
sails.
forward
Full
to.
speed ahead.
It's going to be a great show. And it's going to be an awesome Collision. And that's why before I leave for Erie, before I leave this beautiful
Set sails
motor yacht
to
Kismet,
my
I wanted to
guys
go
fucking setting sails to Pennsylvania.
live with all of you and say hi and say I hope you can join us. It's coming up very soon. It's Friday night right now. It's a beautiful Friday night. I hope you're all.
So, Tone, how'd you get to Pennsylvania? All hands on deck. Full speed ahead. Oh, you came through the water?
Having a great start to your weekend. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. It's less than 24 hours from right now. And I'll see you for AEW Collision then. And I wish you a good night. Thank you very much.
Oh, man. And I wish you a good night and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, even though it's Thanksgiving first, but kind of like Scorpio Sky and Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe. Nothing I'm saying makes fucking sense. Oh, man, that is hilarious, dude. That is great shit. Steamboat Tony. Oh, man, that was awesome. We watched that whole thing. So, guys, we have another Steamboat Tone, but he's like, it's just a real video of him hanging out. And this was the super yacht that he was on, the Kismet, which attaches to Voltron. So, Tony Khan was live. This is another lengthy one, dude. And this is him at Collision before Collision. And again, he abandoned doing the boom, pop, pow, boom. Like I suggested that he needs to be more to the point. Then we roasted that one anyways, and he sucks at it. So this week he's like, no, I need to get back in my comfort zone. I need to get back in my comfort zone. Okay.
Great.
So here's what Tone had to say before Collision this evening. And I don't know if we're going to make it through this whole one here, but
I lost you for a second. I've got to employ better.
I lost you at sea. Did they make you walk the plank?
Camera people. I'm just kidding. I've got the best in the business behind this.
Oh, the camera people. I got the best in the business. See, I'm putting over the intern who the best in the business. Dude, you sound like you're in a bathroom somewhere and you're like not even in frame correctly and the lighting's terrible.
And he's doing a great thing for me right now. I really appreciate you
I
joining me.
switched to a he. You know, my girlfriend saw that girl, and she wasn't supposed to be in my room. Oh, did we just bust Tone? Oh, shit. We might have busted Tone. Oh, dude, he had to mention. See, this is it right here. We broke it down. He had to mention that it's a guy this time because his girl that everyone's like, oh, this is his girl. Because there's pictures of like this girl, I guess he's dating or whatever. And that girl saw the video of that girl turn the camera on her. And that's why she looked shocked. And then and she was alone in his headquarters at sea, dude. Why else would he be on the boat? Why else would he be on the boat? Where do you go? Oh, get a hotel room. No, dude, he's on a fucking super yacht with his side piece. Quick side piece. He just calls her side piece too. Quick side piece. Film this. And then fucking his girl was like, yo, who is that chick? Whatever. Oh, it's just one of my many interns. So then this time he's covering for it. And he's like, oh, dude, it's a guy behind the best in the business, even though it's filmed the exact same way. Looks like someone put a fucking condom, a lubed up condom over the fucking lens. And it sounds like he's in a bathroom somewhere. Oh, dude. Oh, man, we got
the best
you.
guys, Tony Khan.
Okay, moving along.
And I have to say, we got a huge Saturday Collision. And as I was just saying, we're going to have a huge all-star 8-man tag team match with huge rivalries, high flyers, and top guys all colliding tonight. FTR, LFI versus Jet Speed, Bandito, and Juice Robinson, who is red hot in AEW right now. All of them red hot and mad and ready to fight tonight. tonight.
So he singles out Juice and goes, "Wow, Juice Robinson, he's red hot, and all the guys are red hot tonight, bro." It's like I don't know. He just doesn't know how to put anyone over. It's like saying, "Oh, this guy's the world's strongest man." All of these men are the world's strongest men, actually, right?
And speaking of big collisions, as I was just saying, as we lost each other, I'm really excited about the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship Tournament. Of course, a lot of the participants are very banged up right now, coming out of the blood and guts match. A lot of the top teams were involved, and a lot of the top stars in AEW were involved, including a lot of the top women and some of the top women's tag teams that are still competing in this tournament. And one team that thankfully is 100% fresh is Rio, the former world champion, and Alex Windsor. Their first outing as a team went very well, and they picked up a great win.
So wasn't Windsor teaming with someone else? Now she's just with Rio. Okay.
Earlier this year, and now they're joining forces again, and they're going to team up against two women who did great things for us last week, Hyann and Maya World.
Who did great things for us, stepped up to job for the fucking, okay. That's what they would be doing anyways. They're new in their career. They are going to be jobbing anyways. That's the pecking order. Fuck are we talking about?
Who were just
like good for them, honestly. Good for them to jump at that opportunity. Now he's rewarding them. Good on them. Again, I'm not hating on them at all. Maya and Hyann. I know it might sound like but again, that's just like a messy situation. You just found other jobbers. You have 1 million people back there who'll do jobs, Tony.
Excellent for us last week. And even though they didn't pick up the win, I thought they were very impressive. And I have to say, with Hyann and Maya World looking so impressive last week, I think they're going to be trying to get the attention of the pro wrestling world and pull off an upset against Rio and Alex Windsor tonight.
So did they? Someone's got to tell me in chat, did they pin fucking Alex Windsor or something like that and get an upset? Because otherwise, Tony, why are you overly teasing that notion? Because he just stooges everything. So
we also have a big match with Mark Briscoe taking on Mark Davis. And I have to say, Mark Briscoe and Mark Davis is a very exciting issue. Mark Briscoe will be challenging very soon at Full Gear for the TNT title, but Mark Davis, of course, has been a key member of the Don Callis family.
They're both called
Mark Davis,
so we had to do
possibly involved in an attack.
Remember, Will Washington said that. Oh, they're both called Mark. Or sorry, that's not his voice, but Will Washington was like, "Yeah, they're both called Mark." So we're like, we have to make this match. It's like, bro, you guys are fucking Mark.
You fucking Mark.
Back on Mark Briscoe this past
okay, boring.
What a great moment for Darby Allin and the whole conglomeration, including Mark Briscoe. And Mark Briscoe is going to bounce back from that tonight. And
so Darby Allin's in the conglomeration too?
Compete against Mark Davis. And speaking of Mark Davis and the Don Callis family, we will have a TNT championship match tonight. We've got the TNT champion, Kyle Fletcher, in the house right now. Kyle Fletcher is going to be taking on Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky is a former two-time...
You look so tired. Oh, I'm tired. I was on my boat with my hoe last night.
TNT champion.
So you can hear people knocking on the door.
Oh my goodness. The timing of this again. 2 weeks in a row. How lucky is this, Tony?
Well, we're joined again by the TNT champion.
That.
Second week in a row.
Another cameo. Look, I just wanted to come in here. I didn't know this was going on, obviously, but I wanted to thank you for letting me.
I didn't know this was going on. A guy holding up his fucking phone and talking to it.
Announce another open challenge for this championship. This is number 8, if you're keeping count. I'm keeping count. If I successfully defend the title today, I will be tied with the most championship defenses in a single TNT championship race.
No one cares. That's the problem. We should care about that. That should be like a big deal.
Isn't that exciting?
That is very exciting.
I'm excited about that.
That is very exciting. And you're going to be taking on a great former two-time TNT champion, Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky, I think the Don Callis family knows him very well. They tried to...
Ow, no one knows him well. He hasn't been on fucking TV, and we also just broke down how that's stupid. Let's skim ahead a bit. He's still with Fletcher like a minute or two later.
That is propaganda you are trying to spread right now, Tony.
Yeah, thank you, Fletcher, for calling it out. It is propaganda. How the fuck are you going to sit there and say he's defending against Scorpio, but then if he defends it, then Mark Briscoe puts his freedom on the line if he doesn't win the title, and we already booked that, but here's matches for both of them before. Stupid.
Did you witness that happen?
There were
Did
eyewitnesses.
anybody witness that
Yes,
happen?
there were eyewitnesses.
Did anyone witness that
There were
happen?
Renee reported
Nobody witnesses anything that happens in AEW, buddy.
it because there were eyewitnesses.
Renee is not trustworthy.
Renee is very
Come on
trustworthy.
now.
Renee is the
I would
most
not trust
trustworthy.
a single thing she says.
Renee is one of the most trustworthy people.
I was at home patting
Very
my cats on
trustworthy.
my couch on Wednesday night. I was nowhere to be seen.
You were there, and Mark Davis was there, and now you're both here tonight at Collision. You'll be defending the TNT
Time Cop, you were there, now you're here.
Championship against
That-
Scorpio Sky
the first-
tonight.
Okay, let's go
Joined the
ahead.
family banner. Oh, I can't wait to see it. How about you?
But what if Scorpio Sky wins tonight? What if Scorpio
Look at these two. It's been fucking, how long has Fletcher been here? It's been fucking just a regular Abbott and Costello, these two, huh? The chemistry. And now he breaks it down. Well, what if Scorpio Sky wins? Yeah, you should have thought of that, Tone.
Sky becomes the TNT champion tonight, then he would be the one wrestling Mark Briscoe for the title at Full Gear. What
But then the stipulation for Mark Briscoe's gone. So then if Scorpio Sky beats him, then he's in the Callis family. You know what I mean? Then that whole thing that you tried to set up for Mark Briscoe goes away. It's non-existent now.
would you say about it then if he becomes a three-time TNT champion tonight?
I would say that is absolutely preposterous that you would even throw that out into the universe, Tony, because obviously that is not going to happen.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously, I'm going to retain my title tonight and go into Full Gear and beat Mark Briscoe again and become the man, the greatest TNT champion of all time, like I've been saying all this time. So why would you even put that out into the universe? Why would you want that to happen?
He's a fucking shitty booker, and someone pointed it out to him after, and he was like, oh, fuck.
Come on now.
Well, I got to say, Kyle, I wish you a lot of luck. I hope you have a great match tonight, and I expect it will be a great match.
It will be, as it always.
That's why I have a lot of respect for you putting the title up tonight on Collision ahead of AEW Full Gear. It's not a mandatory defense. You're a fighting champion, Kyle, and I have a lot of respect for you. Thank you.
I have a lot of respect for you, Tony. Look forward to seeing you all on the television and HBO Max.
Thank you. See you tonight.
That should be the end right there. Why wouldn't you end with the big wrestler guest appearance?
The face of TNT, Kyle Fletcher, the proto-star. I'm looking forward to Kyle Fletcher against...
We know you just spent 5 minutes saying how much you're looking forward to it and how much you respect him. The proto star, thanks. See you tonight. And let me tell you a little more about Kyle Fletcher, who I just told you 7 minutes about.
Scorpio Sky tonight. I also have to say that's actually not the first interruption we've had in the office today. It's just the first interruption that I've filmed. If you saw what it was like in here, it's a chaotic madhouse. Earlier today, and I was just talking about the Blood and Guts match and how crazy things have been since Blood and Guts. Well, we were interrupted by the Death Riders. The Death Riders are here tonight.
So they run roughshod. They can lose. Doesn't matter. They lose in Blood and Guts. They lose at the main event of your pay-per-views. They lose the title. Nothing fucking matters. They just storm in, ask for whatever they want.
Death Riders are here at Saturday Collision now, and they're really upset. They are furious after.
And I might have fucking muted myself there again. He's just saying this to 12K fucking sickos, okay, who already know this shit. That's all that's tuning into this show on the television program, them getting fucking mad at you. And you put an authority figure in place. You get mad at them and go, I'll fine each and every one of you motherfuckers for doing this bullshit again. Nothing changes at all. Nothing fucking changes with the Death Riders. They do whatever they want still. And he even tells us off camera they're doing whatever they want still. What fucking changed? They lose at big pay-per-views. They lose the fucking Blood and Guts. They lose everything. Nothing fucking changes. It's just they run roughshod. They call their own shots. They get their own matches. They're mad at you. Show us.
What happened at Blood and Guts. As overjoyed as Mark Briscoe and his team and all the fans of AEW were to see them pick up the win, the Death Riders are just really mad. And they have asked for a match tonight. The Death Riders put out a challenge to anybody with the guts to step in the ring with the Death Riders.
Well, they get open challenges and can just do whatever they want still. It's such bullshit. They've fucking tanked your ratings. Mox loses the title. They reveal what's in the briefcase. He fucking loses again. He gets tapped out in the thing. They're just angry and want matches, and you're just giving it to them. After they put plastic bags over people's heads and drown them in fish bowls and all this shit, literally.
Tonight. And the guys who stepped up in the locker room, they fought the Death Riders before and had a fantastic match here on Saturday Collision. And I'm talking about Adam Priest, Jay Lethal,
and the Dynamite Kid, Tom Billington. Now, Tommy, Jay, and Adam, they had a fantastic match with the Death Riders, but they'll fight a different combination, a totally different group of Death Riders tonight. And I'm talking about Daniel Garcia, Wheeler Yuta, and Pac.
That's
Pac,
garbage.
who is steaming mad after just absolutely obliterating
garbage.
Darby Allin in that Blood and Guts match this past Wednesday. Pac is in the house tonight. He's going to be on TNT, teaming with Garcia, a former TNT champion himself, and Wheeler Yuta, former AEW World Trios champion, to have all of these guys together.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
Together after Blood and Guts. That's huge news. But also, Jon Moxley's in the house tonight. Jon Moxley is here at Collision, and he is the maddest of all. Jon Moxley is furious. And again,
we're not going to show you on the show. We're not going to tell a story. Nothing. He gets tapped out, slammed on glass. He's all good. Nobody's hurt from Blood and Guts. It was hard hitting glass. Everybody's dead. Everyone's bleeding. But they're just all here wrestling tonight because this is all just phony bullshit, and we don't give a fuck about anything.
I think you saw an interruption earlier when Kyle Fletcher came in here. That was relatively pleasant. That was a nice interaction. That's like a nice day at the office compared to what happened earlier. So it will be the Death Riders. They got what they asked for. They are going to have a match tonight.
Yeah, reward them. Reward them for losing all the time, all the big ones, and for holding your company hostage and invading and ruining matches. Let's reward them instead of do like Nick Aldis suspending McIntyre and shit that, like stuff that actually makes sense.
It will be
as an authority figure.
Of course, Pac, Garcia, and Yuta versus Priest, Lethal, and Dynamite Kid tonight. And I'm so excited about AEW Collision tonight. There's so much to look forward to. We'll have more to announce and a lot to talk about coming out of Blood and Guts. And it's all coming up just hours from right now, live here in Erie. We'll see you at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, tonight on TNT and HBO Max. I'll see you all very soon. Hope you're all having a great afternoon. Thank you.
Man, what a fucking cringe lord. I love those videos personally. Ladies and gentlemen, that was The Best Guys, Tony Khan.
The Best Guys, Tony Khan.